Well, welcome back. We're here with Matt Myers, who is with Bedford Falls Graphics and May 4th Productions, and Captain Gus, who almost everybody in the area knows, right?
Oh.
Captain Gus of Lake Norman.
So we want to hear about the Lake Norman Monster. Tell us about LakeNormanMonster.com and
Sure.
how it got started.
I started the website in 2002. I moved to the area in 2001 and just started hearing fish stories hanging around, the docks and the marinas and the bait shops. And it's sort of an unbelievable story. I'm a skeptic myself. And I thought, well, why not just put up a site where people could tell their tales? And, if they laugh at them, great. If they don't, great. We'll see where it goes from there.
I noticed there's a fair amount of drinking going on in some of the tales.
Yeah,
So you got to be skeptical of some of those stories.
True, very true.
But it's very entertaining, I have to say.
Yeah.
I actually was just going to go read a few, and I kept reading and reading.
And we've got over 70 sightings so far since the site went up. So,
Wow.
Yeah, some of them did seem pretty credible, though. There were
Right.
several of them.
Right, and and as they say, small fish have big tails, so it could be an exaggeration, it could not, but this is a forum for people to go and put out there what they've seen.
Any sightings stand out?
Third grade teacher and her class saw something on a cruise on the paddle boat in Queens Landing, and I think when 30-some people see something.
Yeah, it's probably not somebody's imagination or the
Right.
light reflecting off the water. Or
Right, exactly.
Pretty good size.
So Captain Gus, have you seen this creature?
Well, I've seen a lot of things out on the lake, and and this is interesting because it's kind of a case study. It's been going on and on and on, but basically, kind of what's happened is logical when you think about it because the lake's been around 50 years. It's deep. It's 130 foot deep. It's actually bigger than Loch Ness, and they've got a big monster over there. We've got Normie. They got Loch Ness. There's some in other places too. But what we think happened way back when there was an experiment, and they crossed an Arkansas blue catfish with a Wyoming buffalo carp. They fed it steroids. It was in a pond. It was one of the first tries at fish farming. The dam broke. The fish got into the lake. Nobody said anything about it. It was a clandestine operation. Years passed, and all of a sudden, way up at Lookout Shoals Dam, above I-40, someone sees a monstrous-looking thing in the lake. They try to catch it. It gets away, and actually, we're coming downstream. It actually got stuck between the bridge piles. It was so big. They stopped traffic. They feared that the bridge was going to come down. You might have read about it. Anyway, it finally broke off one of its side fins. They call them pectoral fins, and it got away, and it started swimming downstream toward the Cowan's Ford Dam in Huntersville. But it swam with a limp. And that's one of the recognizable features of the monster, is that it limps as it swims. Some people call it wobbly, but its real name is Normie. Then divers working on the dam downtown at Huntersville, they were down there doing their thing, and a shadow comes above them, and they look up, and it's this monstrous something, and they get out of the water. They explain to their supervisors why they left. They were laughed at. They quit their job. The next thing you know, there's reports of something swimming down there. It's bigger than a stretch limousine. It goes from a stretch limousine to a miniature submarine to a full-scale nuclear sub. Now, somewhere in between all of that, there's some exaggeration.
A little bit.
There might
bigger
be
and
some
bigger.
truth to it.
Sounding like one of these fish tales out of your book there.
Yeah.
Might be, but I don't know. But we do have we have a lot of sightings. They asked me if I personally have seen it. I'm not sure. Do I think there could be a monster in the lake? It's certainly big enough. It's kind of a fun thing, but it's also kind of a serious thing because if we have one, we need to know about it, and hopefully we can get more people involved in this coming year to help us look for it. And if there's really one out there, we're going to know better in a year from now because we're going to have a lot of people out looking for it.
And if
Any
you've seen the
photos?
sighting, people have seen it in a couple photos, but being the skeptic that I am, you look at it and you're like, that's just a blurry picture of a bird, and
Or Photoshopper.
Yeah, exactly. Nothing credible yet, but if they want to send one in, LakeNormanMonster.com and submit it through there.
Great. And if you'd like to go on a boat ride with Captain Gus, you can actually go to the lcansavings.com website. And he's running a great Valentine's special, too, right now. So
We've got a Valentine's special, which is basically a 2-hour sunset cruise. Kind of a Valentine's thing. Man and woman. We're giving away hats, and it's a cool thing. 2
Wine
hours.
and cheese.
Bring your own bottle, whatever you might want to drink, and watch the sunset. You can go anytime after Valentine's Day when the weather's right. It's just a gift certificate.
and maybe catch a sight of Normie.
And
Yeah.
might see Normie along the way.
Well, thank you so much. It's
Yeah.
always a pleasure to have you on the show, and thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks so
You're
much.
welcome. Thank you.